Hello everyone, my name is Fof. Investing can be really difficult for the beginners investors, and there are lots of different categories and types of investment, such as stocks, bonds, funds, estate, mortgages, equipment, commodities, digital toy, Bitcoin, etc. And now I wanted to talk about, I wanted to compare between between stocks and digital money. In other words, I will talk here Bitcoin. So first, the investors have to understand what is stock and what is Bitcoin. Stock, it is when referring to a stock, it is normally like a share of a company. So, for of an interest of income of a company. For example, if someone buys a stock, if investors buy the stock, it means that they bought a partial share of a company. Or in other words, if the companies is doing well, then it means that more people will be interested in that company stock, and that means that stock prices will go up. But if the company is doing not good, badly, then the stock prices will go down. And about Bitcoin, then it is just a type of a currency. Now, I will talk about the advantages and disadvantages of those tools. First, about Bitcoin, the advantages of this is that it can have a really high chance of giving back the investor a high extreme returns. For example, in the past 15 or 10 years, the investor of Bitcoin has been sold for such a growth of about 10,000 percentage, or like 100 times more the amount of money that they have invested in. And that means that the investors can get really rich. And then the second is that it can be able to protect the investor from fiat inflations or fiat volatility. And then about the disadvantages, then it has a really high chance of volatility. It can be because of currency, it can be because of security, etc. So that means the second advantage is that it isn't backed up by anything. It's a problem with cybersecurity, of course. So that means that someone can steal the Bitcoin. If the hackers or the stealers are very good at coding and very good at hacking the devices. And then thirdly, although it can be able to get the investors into really high amount of money, but it can also means that it can also lead the investors into a bad burden, which means that the prices amount of money that they gain is not actually gaining up, but reducing at really rapid rates. And fourthly, it is not backed up by anything. Stocks is backed up by the company, but Bitcoin is not. So that means that prices can go up and down anytime. Now I will talk about Bitcoin. No, I will talk about stocks. First, about the advantages. Then the advantages of stocks is that it can be able to give the investors a really good security, because if the stocks of that company is having a really long histories of going way of increasing the prices, such as Microsoft, then that means the investor will feel, or like S&P 500, that means the investors will be able to be feeling really sure that the amount of money that they will gain money and be able to beat that inflation. And then secondly, it can be able to give the and secondly, stocks it is backed up by companies of by that company. So that means the investors will not be worried about that much, and that means that we can stay over partial shares of that company. So that means that they can be able to like wait, and they can be able to access it anytime. Not when somebody go toy with and stocks because like most of the time Bitcoin can also be traded, but not good. And then now I will talk about the disadvantages of stocks. There are not a lot of disadvantages with stocks to tell really. The first is that it can also have been some problems with currency and also a high transaction cost if that stocks or company is overseas. And it can also mean that the company can be able to do really badly because, of course, stocks or company based on the company's overall performance, and about it is affected by overall inflations and the government decisions, the country's economy, of course. So that means that the stocks can also change up and down, and that it cannot lead to extreme growth like stocks, like Bitcoin. Stocks is not really known for being able to grow a really high percentage, but it can be able to give the investors really safe. So it means like for risk, then stocks can be like 4 out of 10, but then Bitcoin will definitely 9 or 10. And but the rewards for Bitcoin is always really high than stocks, than most of the stocks. And that's everything that I will say in this video. Thank you everyone for listening, and bye bye.